Hello everybody, and welcome to Fire Emblem Gaiden. My name is Shane, also known as GamesBrain, and I'm going to be taking you along with me as we explore the very second Fire Emblem game. Let's take a look at the opening scene. As soon as it pops up. Anytime. There it goes. Once, two sibling gods, Doma and Mila, lived on this remote island known as Valencia. Doma, obsessed with power, despised mankind's corruption, and fought with his younger sister Mila, who wished for peace. Eventually, the two agreed to split Valencia, the north ruled by Doma, the south by Mila. Centuries passed. The gods' domains gave rise to two kingdoms, Sophia, the southern realm, and Rigel, to the north. Both grew tactless. Years passed, filled with contradiction, until finally, two children were born to the royal families of Rigel and Sophia, who would reverse fate. Since that day, Valencia began to stir once more, moving into an age of war. And with that, let's jump right in. We're going to start a new game on file number 2. To Sophia! Now, just to explain, for the story events, I am going to be playing it in normal time. However, all of the battles I'm going to play at an increased speed. This will mean that I'll need to put in battle music later on, and it won't exactly fit the sound effects of the battles, but trust me, it's going to make this whole thing a lot more watchable. Anyway, let's meet one of our protagonists. Not this guy. Alm, rest. Your sword training is over. Go and play, but don't leave the village. Bandits have been about. Alright, let's see what's going on in this village of two houses. Yo, Alm, listen to this guy. The infamous General Dozer has initiated a coup. Sophia's castle was captured and the king has been killed. We formed a liberation force to fight against Dozer, but it's not good enough. So, I came to ask General Myson to help. Oh, is that so? Well, General Myson, are you gonna help? What? Join the liberation forces? I won't allow it. War brings only sorrow. Alright then. I guess it's up to me. No good, huh? Too bad. Sir Myson has grown cowardly in his old age. To think he was once called Sophia's hero. Wait, I'll join in place of Gramps. Eh? You'll come in his stead? Thank you. My comrades will be pleased. Let's go to the Liberation's base. So the soldier Luca has joined me. And here's one of the villagers, Cliff. Me? Well, alright, I'll go with ya. But help me if I get in trouble. Don't be fooled, Cliff is actually a badass. Robin says, of course, we're all coming, Alm. You're our leader. Let's go take back Sophia's castle. Robin kinda sucks. Alm, I'm going with ya. This village is bound to get attacked too, so let's beat up that Dozer guy first. Gray is actually just okay. Enter the Ramwoods. Yes, let's do that. Alright, and welcome to the first battle. Let's play this one out at normal speed, just so I can get, some footage of the game playing at its normal speed. And, 2, so people can actually see what a normal battle in this game would consist of when it's running normally. Yeah, it's not very quick. Modern Fire Emblem games would have moved way, way beyond just those two people moving by now. Go, Cliff! Go, Robin! Ugh. And go, Gray. I almost considered playing this one in normal speed, because generally the battles play out with much less soldiers, so there's not as many commands to go through, but ultimately, after getting, like, up until the middle of Chapter 2, it was getting so tedious, I was like, I have to restart and do it faster and do it right. So, enjoy this one slow battle. If you can't take it, then just know that it speeds up later, and I probably win this fight, because it's incredibly easy. But yeah, I'll go ahead and explain some of the mechanics, because this is generally considered the black sheep of the Fire Emblem series. And I think that that reputation just comes from the fact that it has a lot of systems that were not used by any other game, at least as far as I know. Some of those systems are the fact that, one, your weapons no longer degrade, they don't take any damage, you can use them as long as you want. Each character can hold one item, however that item could be a weapon. Since Alm here uses a sword, I might find like a steel sword, and if I equip him with that steel sword, then he's going to do more damage. It's basically just power plus 3 item, basically. Except not everyone can use the steel sword, it's only if that character already uses a sword. There are other items like holy swords that when you hold them you get healed each turn. Some bows that increase your range. And in fact, archers are massively changed in this game, where they can, for one thing, they can attack directly in front of them. They don't have to have a certain distance away. And two, by default, they can shoot from 3 squares away. So if that sounds very strong, that's because it is. Especially early on. Later in the game, they're not super powerful, but they're pretty useful all the way through. Let's see, anything else? Another thing is that evasion is super high in this game. If you're standing on a forest, your evasion goes up by like 40%. Other games, it might be like another 10 or 20%. There's some things that when you stand on them, it feels like your evasion's up by like 60%. So an enemy that's standing on that, or you standing on that, can be very, very difficult to overcome. It can feel like you just totally surround this guy and throw 6 people's attacks at someone who's standing on a grave, for instance, and you just cannot hit them. There's an overworld map. As you saw when I'm in like a village zone, you can walk around it freely with control. There's not a lot of zones like that, but a couple of them have that. Let's see. Battles can't be repeated, but you can go into certain dungeon areas where when you walk through them, you'll enter not really a random battle, but a kind of a set battle. Like in this battle, you'll fight like 13 skeletons. And then in a different dungeon, when you go into it, you'll fight like 7 skeleton warriors and 3 gargoyles or something like that. There's even like a Lost Woods a la Zelda in this game, and when I get to the Lost Woods, my levels are gonna jump dramatically because that is the best grinding spot in the game. And it's ridiculous. Like, you go from fighting enemies that give you like 5 experience each when you're trying to grind. When you get to the Lost Woods, you can very easily fight enemies that give you 60 experience when you're trying to grind. So, in other words, you can get a level just by killing 2 of these super weak zombies. But that's much later in the game. This game is divided into 5 chapters technically. Really, I'd say there's only 4 with epilogue. Ah, lucky guy. He survived me. Alright, go ahead, Cliff. Finish him off. Attack! Alright, we made it through our first battle. So, in this opening Chapter 1, I'll be controlling Alm on his quest to free the Castle of Sophia all the way here. We've got some battles to do, depending on how fast they go. I'll be trying to keep things about 15 minutes per episode, so it's not too overly long. Some of Fire Emblem 1 battles really dragged on. I want to see if I can avoid that if I can. But anyway, we're going to jump in with battle number 2, and things will be sped up from here on out. So, see you then!